Well, I found what I think is almost the perfect place to fly in Tuluá, which is where I am. It's right next to a bus terminal. I found a soccer field and I asked the policeman if I could fly here. I checked the sky vector map. There's a military zone just north of me, but as long as I stay next to the hills, I won't run into that zone. And as long as I don't fly into the city, I stay out of the airport's airspace. So here it is. A nice, beautiful soccer field in the middle of nowhere in a small town called Tuluá. So I'm gonna get up in the air and see the beautiful cane farms around. And I met some friends behind me. They are some taxi drivers who happened to see me land, and they've been helping me put the paramotor together. And so we're just waiting for the wind to die down. The gusts are about 18, so as soon as those die down, I'll get up in the air.
The flights in Tuluá were absolutely amazing. I loved being able to fly over the fields, the hills, and especially over the caña canes. Now it just so happens that as I was flying, a paragliding pilot riding a bicycle saw me in the air, and as I was gathering my wing, he came over to the soccer field. Now this chance encounter would lead to an entirely new adventure. The man's name on the bicycle was Mauricio, and Mauricio invited me to go fly a place called Piedechinche. Piedechinche is a world-famous paragliding launch site, and it just so happens that it was less than an hour away. I told Mauricio that I had never flown from altitude before, and he said it was not a big deal. He knew the perfect tandem pilot that would take me up first and show me the ropes, and afterwards, if I felt comfortable, I could go fly by myself. So, this was an opportunity I just couldn't pass up.
Nice? Yeah. All right, I'm here with Mauricio and Oscar. Mauricio is the guy over here that I met when I was flying over at the park, and he invited me to go paragliding with Oscar, who's an acro tandem pilot. So we're heading up the mountain and we're gonna do some paragliding.
Hey, to welcome Colombia! Welcome!
Well, we've reached the top of the mountain. The valley below and the mountains together, the name of the place is Piedechinche. The launch site itself, the name is 7 or Piedechinche. Most of the pilots here this time of year are going to be foreigners. A good 95% of the pilots are going to be foreigners because they come from all over the world to fly at this place. and to meet certain celebrities that are here in the paragliding world. Behind me, there's probably, I don't know, 20 pilots getting ready to take off, and I don't know if the camera can catch it, but we probably have a good 50 or 60 pilots in the sky right now. So I'm excited to get off the ground and do a little free flight with my acro paragliding pilot. He's gonna take me up. I've asked him to let me do some sats and some things like that. I'm just really, really glad I'm here.
As a thank you to the motorcycle taxi driver, whose name is Luis, and his wife, I had brought them to Piedechinche with me so they could get their first taste of what it was like to go paragliding. Oscar and I, when we decided to fly, tried to get some altitude because we really needed a lot of height in order to do the flying that I wanted to do. But unfortunately, as hard as Oscar tried, we just couldn't get the altitude we needed. The thermals had already broken for the day, and basically it was a very boring and uneventful sled ride down to the landing zone. But as disappointed as I was in the paragliding that day, I was very happy and very surprised at the people I'd meet once I'd landed.
We are literally in a paradise of paragliding. Behind me in the green shirt is Pablo. He's a test pilot for Advance. The girls behind me in the trucks, they'll take you up and down the mountain. So you land here, and all day long they're going to be landing. But there's one guy here that is a staple of the place here in Piedechinche, and it's Chicho.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you, man?
And Chicho has something called the Chicho Landing Bar, and he brings his red VW.
Yes.
Yes, red VW Beetle every afternoon. Everybody knows him. All the pilots know him, and they stop at his car behind me to drink a beer. So he's the guy who gives everybody a beer afterwards.
And that's mine.
Good to meet you, man.
Thanks, man. Thank
How
you.
long you been doing this?
4 years now. I do it with my friends, my ex, and now it's a friend,
Yeah.
Luisa. We're doing it together and running since pandemic. When the pandemic started, we started doing it in a good atmosphere. People are very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Very good and social stuff, let's say. More than business, definitely social. And the atmosphere, the people, and whoever is coming here usually got a very good attitude. So it's matched with the atmosphere.
This is a paradise, really, because you don't have to worry about anything getting stolen. Nobody's hitting you up to buy stuff or anything like that. It's just 100% pilots. It's literally a paradise for paragliding in Colombia.
Yeah, big time. And then we are lucky because we got also two fantastic bar, Daedalo, Sky Blue, Paltakas is there, Ricci, Paradigm. We got so many companies around, and all of them bring people and very, very good vibes.
Yeah,
that's what we really
cool.
need.
Thanks, Chicho.
Thanks a lot,
Appreciate
Chris.
it. All righty.
See you lads, I'll see you here for a nice beer.
I absolutely loved hanging out with the pilots and learning about paragliding. The atmosphere at this place is absolutely both subdued, chilled, and electric all at the same time. It was amazing meeting so many paragliding pilots, and ones that I had recognized either from YouTube or read articles that they wrote. I really wanted to get up in the air today, and although the paragliding flight wasn't the greatest, I knew that I traveled with a motor. So as the sun went down, it was my turn to play in this awesome playground. This was one of the greatest locations I've ever flown a paramotor. And I had some friends that were coming to this exact location in less than a week to fly paragliders. The problem is, I don't have any paragliding equipment of my own, and I really wanted to fly with them. What I needed was a miracle, and I would get one from some good people who've been with me since this journey began.